Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first official episode of the DLF Podcast, Dreams, Love, Faith by Cierra Janelle. First and foremost, thank you guys so much for all your support, all your love, kind and heartwarming messages, ideas, advice. I cannot say thank you so much even more because I'm so appreciative, so thankful, and so blessed. And also, thank you so much to my mom, Rachel Reynolds, seriously, for pushing this idea out. You guys, this has been an idea for over 2 years now, about 2 to 3 years. I'm going to get into, where and how DLF all started, the Q&A questions that you guys have asked me, and also the title of this episode, Goals Over Love, and essentially about you have a goal that you're striving toward every single day. You can't stop thinking about it. You're fighting toward it. And the people that you love the most are against it. So it's like in that situation, what do? Do you continue to go after that goal and dream that you know it's for you? Or do you just drop everything? Because the people that are supposed to be in your corner, the people that you love the most, they're not with it. They're not supporting it. And it's just, what do? Do you choose the love or do you choose your goals? And so also, I just want to say how appreciative I am of being able to do this and this platform that I have, this opportunity essentially, because being a thought for about 2 years and not really being able to push it out like I wanted to, or not feeling like I was ready to push it out. And that's what my mom was telling me, it's going to happen when it's going to happen. It's going to happen on your time. And when you feel like you're ready, when you feel like you're called to be doing it. And I feel like this is the perfect time to be doing it. So I'm so appreciative to have this opportunity to just share inspiration and encouragement to my peers and to anyone who's listening right now. And so where Dreams of Faith all started really was, like I said, 2 to 3 years ago in my room. And I got called to do a sermon at a nursing home. And I've never did a sermon before, wrote one. Yes, I've done, public speaking, or I'm always in front of a crowd, always in front of a camera, but I've never wrote and did a sermon in front of people to uplift them. And so I agreed to do it. I was in my room, had my notebook and pen, and I was like, oh my God, what am I going to talk about? What in the world am I going to say? We're going to a nursing home. They needed the youth to serve. What am I going to talk about? And I just started to reflect on life experiences at the time. And what can I say that's encouraging to me and that I know will be encouraging to other youth and peers that might even touch the elderly people that were there at the nursing home? And all of a sudden, I just wrote down on my paper, dreams, love, faith. And I was like, oh, it has a little ring to it. And it also gives me the opportunity to break down those experiences that I had. And so right after the sermon was over, I touched and blessed so many people that day. And I wanted to keep going. I was like, I want to do a journal now. I want to have merch. I want to have everything to just showcase Dreams of Faith even more to the next level. It just stayed on paper, guys. It never launched. It never was out there. It was never put to action until now. And so that's where it all started. I know someone asked me, what are my plans for DLF? What are my plans for Dreams, Love, Faith by Cierra Janelle? And I think my plan right now is to just keep going. Like I said, when I first started, my plan was so big. Website, journal, merch, podcast, YouTube, everything. Now it's out. I just want to keep going. That's my ultimate goal and ultimate plan, and essentially to give inspiration to other people. I know that during these times, it's just so uncertain, because of Corona, COVID-19 is still here. We're in 2021. And times are so uncertain. So many people are passing away. And it's just like you don't know anymore. You don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. And doing this podcast, I just really want people to know that there's hope out there. You can have a good day today without worrying about what tomorrow's going to bring. Live in the moment. I know that's so cliche that we hear, live in the moment, but I always say, love without limits. Live your life. It's okay to be sad sometimes. It's okay to have breakdowns, but it's also okay to live, to go see and do things that you've never done before. Like the podcast. I've never done a podcast before, but I've always have been in front of a crowd. I've always spoken to other people. And I actually got asked one time, do you think you can handle it? Do you think you're up to do it? Because you're always talking. But like my friends always tell me, you're always talking, Cierra. Like, why? When are you going to stop talking? And this is a different type of platform. Like, yes, it's just me talking, but it's also me dropping knowledge, and it's not just me rambling about, like how my friends say, like, you're always talking, you need to put your talking to use. And this is me putting it to use and really just giving encouragement. That's my overall plan and goal for DLF, is to just share encouragement and inspiration to others. And that's how it started. Now I'm doing the podcast. My ultimate goal is to touch on topics that maybe I'm afraid to even touch on. I know that I have so many guests lined up and that I'm super excited for that to happen. And this episode being Goals Over Love, it's really about dedication, sacrifice that I've had to make to get here. I know one of the questions, and I know I'm getting into the Q&A, one of the questions that I was asked is, what is the biggest sacrifice you've had to make to achieve your goals? I would have to say friendship. I know a lot of people, and a lot of people know me, but to know who your circle is, know who your influence is, you have to cover your ear gate, you have to cover your eye gate. What you see and what you hear is going to affect you every single day. And I think that is one of the biggest sacrifices that I've had to make to achieve my goals is friendship. It's okay to lose some people along the road. And I've had to learn that it's okay to be by yourself sometimes. It's okay to take a breather, and be by yourself in your room. I think something that I've had to deal with was to know who your real friends are. You can know somebody for a long time, but when you get in certain situations and knowing who your friends really are, that's something big. And also another sacrifice that I've had to make was time. I found myself sleeping a lot. Like, you guys know I love to sleep, and I found myself sleeping a lot or on my phone a lot, distractions, and not really setting time to sit down and just know what I want to do, plan out my life, plan out my ideas. And yes, I'm not going to know every step of the way, but at least I can start somewhere, especially now, going off to college. And no, I am not saying where I'm going just yet, because I still have to make my ultimate and final decision. But I have gotten accepted into multiple schools with scholarships offered, which I'm so blessed and so thankful for. But especially me going off to school, I'm going to experience so much that I may or may not have experienced now. And yes, it can be scary. I know that, especially if it's hours away or 20 minutes away, it's going to be scary. It's going to be tough. And for me to take the time to just take a breather, to sit, to have time to myself, to think, that's going to be so important. And it's something that I have to go ahead and start reeling in now, that I'm going to be on my own. I have to make new friends. I have to start brand new. I can't rely on mom to help me or, in that time and instantly. Can't rely on it instantly, because I'm going to have to make decisions on my own. And that's a sacrifice that I've had to make, was to let go of distractions and let go of anything that can be holding you back, because your goal, your journey and where you go in life is for you. It's only for you. And it is what you make of it. It's the plan that is for your life, and so just making sacrifices is going to be along the road, and there's going to be bumps in the road. No one said it's going to be easy. No one said that it's going to be a smooth ride, but knowing that you're going to have to face challenges is overcoming it already without even knowing what those challenges are. So going off to college, I know it can be scary. I know for me, it can be scary. And anyone listening, my peers who are going off to college, I'm so proud of you all. And yeah, it can be scary. Just thinking about it can be scary. But I know that the goal that's for you and the path is for you is going to be for you. Everything's going to work out in the end, and it's all a part of the plan of your life. And another question that I've gotten was, what are your goals? Cierra, what are your goals? You talk about goals over love, and if someone's holding you back, but what do you strive to do? What do you strive to be in life? And some of my goals is just to be a voice for others. Like I said, I like to talk a lot, guys, and in life, I genuinely just want to make a difference and want to make a change. I really believe that I have a voice for the youth of our generation, just encouraging, youth mentorship in the community. I even did my senior project on it, my senior paper on the encouragement of youth mentorship and volunteerism within our community. I think it's so important to have a foundation of helping others. We're in a time where people can get really, really selfish and self-centered on just worrying about themselves and forget to say thank you to someone, forget to ask if someone needs help. I always hear that quote where it's like, check on your strong friends. Yes, check on your strong and weak friends as well, because you never know what people are going through in these times. And some of my goals is just to make sure that I'm helping others and being a voice for others, to make sure that we are encouraging mentorship, we're encouraging volunteerism, just lending an extra hand. And I think that that's really what my message and my ultimate long-term and short-term goal is. Every year when the new year comes in, there's always New Year's resolutions, but me and my family, we do vision boards. And I think I kind of started it for sure because I did a vision board and I checked off every single thing off the list except for one. And the only thing that was not marked off, you guys, was meeting Michael B. Jordan. And Michael B. Jordan is my guy. But that was the only thing that wasn't marked off. And of course, that was a long-term goal, but every single thing was marked off. Ever since then, we've been doing vision boards where we put down what we want to accomplish throughout the year. And like I said, tomorrow's not promised, but knowing what you want to accomplish little by little, that's really important. And doing something new every day. One of my goals is to definitely try something new every single month that you have never done before. I recently went ice skating the other day for the first time, and it was really, really fun. I thought I was going to bust my butt, but I didn't, because I was very, very confident in my abilities to skate, even though it's different than roller skating. But I was dedicated and determined to try something new every single day that I have not done before. And that's overall some of my short-term goals and main goals that I have, is just to try something new. Like, life is so short to be sitting in your room not doing anything. If that's what you want to do, I think that is okay. But I think that life is so short. And we realize and see it every single day of people leaving this world so quick. And my goal is just to live life in the fullest. Love without limits. Goals is to always try something new and to live in the moment, because life is so short. It's too short to just play the safe route. We always try to stick toward the status quo of doing things a safe way, but sometimes it's okay to be adventurous. It's okay to try things that you've never done before to at least say you tried it. One example that I like to use is that I'm a very picky eater. If you know me personally, you know that I only eat a little bit of stuff, and if I do eat it, it has to be a certain way. I'm very, very picky. But I would never know if I didn't like that food if I didn't actually try it. I would always look at it and say, no, I'm not eating it because of the way it looks, but never trying it before I even judged it. And that's that cliche, saying that we always hear is never judge a book by its cover. Never judge an adventure by its cover. Never judge life by its cover, because the pages are continuously flipping on us. And we're not going to know every step of the way. And that is okay. And another question that I've gotten and wanted to touch on as well is, why did you start a podcast? And that files into why I started DLF in the first place, but also the podcast of being able to talk to people, talking to people, and even feedback, getting the feedback back. I didn't start a podcast for, views or for likes and thank yous, congratulations. I started a podcast to spread encouragement. And that is my main word that I use, is encouragement and inspiration for others and for peers as well. Another question that I've gotten was, what have you learned so far about self-love as you move into adulthood? And this one is a big one because I'm still learning about self-love going into my adulthood. I'm 17 years old. For those of you who don't know me, I attend Mallard Creek High School, a senior at Mallard Creek High School. I'm senior class president. The list can just go on, honestly. But I am getting into adulthood and I'm still learning so much about self-love. But what I've learned so far is that confidence is key. Confidence is key. You have to be confident in your abilities of what you can do and what you know you can do and accomplish before you can find that in someone else. And self-love is so important to me, and especially of being in front of so many people. I know so many little girls look up to me, especially my little sister Raina. I just know that me being a representation of someone who embraces themselves is huge. I'm also, co-president of Natural by Popular Demand, which is a natural hair club at Mallard Creek High School. And it's all about empowerment within people who have natural hair, girls, boys, and so on. And me being that representation, not here in my house, and then outside in the real world, even at school, of showing off your natural hair and your natural beauty is important, means so much to me, because I know that I'm setting a good example for my little sister who watches me every single day, rather than a meeting, which is twice a month, And so I know that it's important to have clarity in who you are as a person. And sometimes it can be very, very uncertain, just like, I've been saying with the 2020 and people passing away and things being so uncertain with COVID. But it can be uncertain sometimes of who you are because of circle of influence. And circle of influence is so important because who you hang around is who you're going to reflect, is how you're going to reflect on yourself or how others are going to see you. And it's kind of like, if you hang around thugs, you're going to be a thug. You hang around good people, 9 out of 10 times, you're going to be a good person. You're going to have a good heart. And it's just that representation that you're showing toward others and the self-love and care that you have for yourself, which is so, so important nowadays. And I know, especially for me, like I said, I wanted to be that representation for my little sister, but also in any leadership position that I do. People are really judgmental these days. And if you are certain in who you are, knowing that you have the ability to be confident, that you are beautiful, you are strong, you are independent, you are going to go so far because you know who you are and who you're called to be and was supposed to be, and your light shining in this world. It's important to look at yourself in the mirror every day and say 3 things good about yourself. I look at myself in the mirror every single day and say, you are beautiful, you are kind, and you can conquer today. Even though I might not know what today might hold or entail, but I know that I am able to conquer whatever is going to be in front of me because I have said to myself, hey, you got this. You're going to do great. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. You're going to do great. And that is something that I've learned so far about self-love, especially going into adulthood. I turned 18 in July. Shout out to my Cancers, July 17th. And I turned 18, and I know that that's like the first step of adulthood, turning 18. Not that I haven't encountered independence so far now, but when you turn 18, it's that image of society that you are now an adult. And going into that, I love this question because self-love is going to be so important, along with independence, along with confidence. And that's one of my biggest accomplishments is my confidence. I'm very to myself, and I'm always in my room, or I'm always, trying to do something new, or even like with this DLF, the brand of DLF, trying to push it out. It was never launched until now. I was 2 to 3 years of just an idea or a thought. And having the confidence and having the ability and the strength to put something out is huge. And it's about the little accomplishments before the big ones as well. And just saying to yourself every single day, 3 positive affirmations that you're going to conquer today, it will go far. And you're going to see a difference in how you move. You're going to see a difference in how, you talk to people, how you approach the day. If someone's disrespectful to you, you're going to approach them differently because you know your self-worth, how to handle those type of situations. And I think that's really, really important for not only people my age today, but anyone in the world, knowing that you are going to shine a light in the world based off of the affirmations that you told yourself before you even went out into the world, that is going to make a difference and make you stand out and set apart from anyone who just walked into the day without saying those positive affirmations. So I love that question of just asking about self-love because I feel like it's so important. And I know that so many people, maybe worry about that. Is like, am I enough? And yes, you are enough. Know that you're enough. And trust me, if you go in the mirror every single day and say 3 affirmations, you're going to see a difference in how you move. You're going to see a difference in how, you talk to people and eating different. Also, drink water, guys. It's very, very important. You look good, you feel good. What you put on is how you reflect on how you move. I find myself in my room sometimes and I'll get real comfortable. Sweatshirt on, it's over my head, bonnet on, sweatpants, fuzzy socks. And it's that mentality of comfortable, of being comfortable. And I would want to get stuff done. I want to get my homework done. I want to clean my room. I want to record an episode. And I would have to stop and get in the mentality of, hey, you have to wake up. You have to get yourself up. You got to drink water. You got to eat right. You got to put some clothes on. Go shower. And you will see a difference in how you move throughout the day. And I had to stop wanting to get stuff done and accomplishing things and checking them off that vision board, checking them off the list, and sitting down, not doing anything, not being motivated. And that's another thing, like being motivated nowadays. A lot of people are depressed. A lot of people are anxious a lot and very, worried or stressed when are things going to happen and how are they going to happen? Like when. And that is the thing that we have to start doing more of, is just breathing, taking a breath, eating right, drinking water, and taking care of ourselves before anything bad happens or you're feeling down. It's about getting yourself up and just trying to push through the day. And it might feel like the world is ending. It might feel like everything is shutting down around you and it's just you by yourself, but know that you're not alone. And there are people out there that will help you and will be there for you if you called on them. And it might not feel that way. I know it might not feel that way. But if you get up, you shower, you brush your teeth, you make your bed before you even leave the house. You're going to feel different. You're going to move different. You're going to talk different. You're going to want to start doing more. Writing down goals. Write down your goals. I find I start typing a lot and always, on FaceTime on the phone, like saying a lot of the things I want to do. But I find more that if you want something to get done, if you have a goal or a dream or an aspiration that you're striving toward that you want to get done, write it down on pen and paper. It's going to happen. More likely if you write it down on paper than just saying it out loud or just typing it or, texting it to someone. It is going to happen more likely if you write it down on pen and paper. You're visually seeing your goal, your aspirations, your dreams, and also your support system, your circle. You have to think and move with like-minded people. If you want to soar like the eagles, you cannot walk like with the chickens. Like I heard that quote the other day. If you want to soar like the eagles, you cannot walk with the chickens. You want to be high up. You want to see life in a different point of view. You're not going to see that on ground. You're not. You have to elevate. You have to have a circle of influence of people who are going to be good for you. And you have to have positive affirmations said to yourself every single day. But it starts with you. It starts with you of knowing you are enough and knowing that your self-worth and self-love is so important. And especially with the goals and the dreams of just believing in yourself. Don't doubt when things aren't happening at your pace because it's not up to you. We will always see other people maybe 10 steps ahead of us and we're 5 steps back, or it might feel like we're 5 steps back, but you're 5 steps ahead to someone else. Everyone's on a different path and on a different journey. And I think that's also something that I had to, teach myself, was that I'm not on the same road as everyone else. I'm set apart for a reason because I know that my plan and my path is going a completely different way than the person next to me. That's just the mentality you have to have. You are on the path that you're supposed to go toward. And someone even asked me the other day, what kind of advice would you give to someone who feels like they have so many ideas, they have so much that they want to do, but it's not happening. They might not have the equipment to do it, or they might not have the support to do it. My advice was always to just do it. And it sounded like, okay, what do you mean? Like, just do it. Like the Nike saying, just do it. My advice was just write it down on a piece of paper, say it out loud, pray about it, think about it. Make sure you're working toward it for yourself every single day. Even if you have a phone, just pull out your phone, start recording. It will happen at the time that it's supposed to happen. Everything happens for a reason. It does. Everything happens for a reason. And I know that if you write it down, it's going to happen. So my advice is that if you have all these ideas, everything that you want to do, get a piece of paper and write it down. Trust me, it's going to work. And also someone asked me, what should you do when you want something but don't know how to go about it? And I had to ask, clarify that. What do you mean, you want something and you can't have it? And they were talking about someone that they liked. And I said, oh, okay. You're asking me for advice. I don't know if I'm the right person to give it, but I would love to help. And so the question was, what should you do when you want something or you want someone, but you don't know how to go about it? My thing is, go for it. No one's going to ever know how you're feeling unless you express how you're feeling. And I've had to experience that as well. If I want something, I'm going to go after it. And that's within relationships, that's within your goals, that's within life, period. If you want something, go after and get it. What's the worst that can happen? Someone says no or a rejection. It's going to hurt in the moment, but you're going to feel so much better releasing of how you feel than holding it in. And I had to experience that myself. I can't hold in emotions or feelings for something or someone and not expressing them, because you never know what can happen. Answering that question, you never know what can happen. So if you want something so, so bad, obviously it's for a reason. Those feelings are there for a reason. Whether it's your goal that you're trying to get toward or that person, it's for a reason. Whether feelings are mutual, you express your feelings, and that is going to feel so much better than holding it in. Trust me, it's going to feel so much better than holding it in, because you know that you took that off, that plate or that weight or that feeling off of you and expressed it. And that's another thing, is just about expressing yourself. Life is about trying new things. Life is about showing your path and having a purpose. Like, I was recently watching the new movie that came out on Disney Plus called Soul, and it's featuring Jamie Foxx. And in the movie, there's a new soul named 22. And 22 is basically just trying to find her spark. And the spark was, how like LeBron James, maybe his spark is basketball because he's so good at it, or Leonardo DiCaprio with acting. It's whatever your spark is in the world as you're in your soul before you get to Earth. And she was trying to find her soul, and that was the character. He had to help her find her spark to get back to his body on Earth. And I think that movie is a great representation of life, because everyone has a spark. Everyone has that one thing they think about in the morning and think about before they go to sleep. Everyone has that thing that they want to do every single day. They can't get tired of it. Like, that's like they're saying, like, if it's a career choice that you have, for example, if money wasn't attached to it, would that still be your career choice? Would that still be your dream? That's your spark, the thing that you can breathe inside and out. And that's your daily life, And I think that movie is a great representation. If you haven't seen it already, please go and check it out. It's on Disney Plus. If you need my Disney Plus account, let me know. But it is such a good representation of life. You can't be selfish or think that you can do it on your own. People are there to help you and support you, and to make sure that you give 110% no matter what you do, that your spark is lived out to the fullest. Because you might think like, for example, for me, it might be singing that I think that my spark is, but it really might be being a voice for others. But you're not going to know unless you try different things. And I think that's really what, goals over love is. It's about the thing that you want to breathe every single day, that you think about every single day, that you're striving toward, your goals or your dreams or whatever it is. You can do it and you can achieve it. And I know you can, because I wouldn't be here today on a podcast, my own podcast, with a website drop coming, with journals coming, with t-shirts, water bottles, and so much more, if it wasn't for my spark of knowing that I can do it, or knowing that my dreams would come true, or the goals that I've written down on paper. And it's just really filling to me, knowing that I can make a difference in someone that's listening that might just be worrying or might, have doubt about those type of things. And I'm just so excited for so many more episodes to come where I can talk about it even more. And I know that this is only going up from here. And I'm just so appreciative of, all the support, like I said, that I've been getting so far. And I cannot wait for all the guest speakers that are going to be on here, all the features of interviews, and just diving in more about giving inspiration and encouragement to other people. And also it's just overwhelming. Honestly, it's just overwhelming, because I am really living out a dream and a thought. And I know that you guys can too. And I hope that, there were so many questions that I got, and I just wanted to narrow them down and answer them all. And follow the Instagram page, you guys, Dreams Love Faith Podcast on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram as well, Cierra Janelle. And please be on the lookout for the website drop, feature guest speakers and interviews, which I'm super, super excited about. I cannot stress thankfulness enough that I have for every single person that has messaged me, the advice, the ideas, and the support that I've been getting from my family and my friends as well. You know who you are. Thank you guys so much. Until the next episode, love and live without limits. Trust me, there's going to be bumps in the road, but you have to do it 110% every single time. And don't think about it. Just don't think about it. Be adventurous. Have goals. Have big dreams. It's okay to dream big. And it's okay to have love with whether it's, your goals or your dreams or a person. It's okay to love, and it's okay to express how you feel. Thank you guys so much for listening to my first episode of Dreams Love Faith Podcast by Cierra Janelle. I cannot wait for the rest of the episodes to come out and for you all to stay on this journey and this ride with me in this path. Until next time, love without limits. It's been Cierra Janelle. See you next time.